Here we are in St Maarten at the airport, currently parked at spot Alpha 3. And as you can see, I am now outside of the airplane while my colleagues are preparing for the next sector towards Curaçao. The reason why I'm here is that sometimes when we don't have an engineer, we do the walk around ourselves and we look at the aircraft for some specific places, if there's no damages, if there's no structural damages, if everything is there. So let's walk with me and I'll show you what we check. First of all, we have the nose gear here. We usually look at the ground if there are no leaks. Usually here is the external ground power units. We can open this hatch and then you can put the connector in. But at the moment we are having the APU in the back, supplying all electrical power for the aircraft. So no ground power units needed today. Here you can see the pitot tubes, a top probe and an angle of attack indicator on the captain's side. We usually look if we didn't hit any birds and just for some structural damage. As we continue here, we look at the nose, at the radome. Behind this cone we have the weather radar system. It's very important that the outside is not dented because we get different signals from the weather radar returns. Can we move along? We see on the first officer side as well a double pitot tubes, an angle of attack indicator and some icing probes on the nose on the lower side. We check the same basically. As you can see here, they are currently opening the cargo door on the right hand side. As you can see here, nose gear, we check the strut if there's no leakage from the fluid inside of the strut. The tires, very important to check, actually not to touch, and also approach the tires actually from the sideways, never in front if they might blow. Here you can see the nose lights and the wheel well inside. And this aircraft is pretty new, so actually everything is good visible. On this side, we have a disc, an crew oxygen discharge disc, and we have to check the color. So now we are walking around the cargo handling. Here we have the static ports of the air data system. Very important as well, no dents, no objects, nothing blocked at the static ports. Very important. You have above the negative pressure relief vent to check if they're flush with the fuselage. Here on the right side we have the cabin air compressor intakes, and as you can see in front of the intake they deployed a hatch just as a precaution that nothing can enter into the channel. So they only have clean air for the cabin air compressor. Landing lights inside the leading edge of the wing. Just check if all slats have retracted. And we are going over to the right engine. Once again, we check the ground, no oil leakage, nothing there. And very important, now we got the fan blades. If there's no damage, no bird strikes or anything out of the ordinary. As you can see, the motor is massive. Here we come around the engine. We have a nice view of the rear side of the engine. Once again, just a peek view. Everything is there, no damage. And now we can see the landing gear. We check the tires. If there's no damages, nothing picked up, no fault for an object damage. Once again, the leakages, the struts, if they're clean. So we go around the wing, check the trailing edge flaps if they all have retracted, and on the wingtip we usually check the navigation light if they're still illuminated. You can also see the static wick dischargers on the edge of the wing. Now we're walking back via the trailing edge, back to the aft section of the 787. We can see all the VHF antennas as well, the DME antennas, they're still there. We have the outflow valve open. And very important, if we have made a tail strike, there's an indicator here. When you hit the runway, it's completely gone. So there's no sign of evidence that we have touched the ground. So it's good. At the moment the APU is turning. It's really quiet for an aircraft. We once again check the stabilizer with the static discharges. Check the rudder as well. The APU door inlet is open. And the left side, we check the same as the right side of the aircraft. So we're coming along on the left-hand side of the airplane. Once again, we go for the landing gear. Check the wheels, check the brakes, see if there are any leakages under the wing, under the engine again. So I check the light on the wingtip, and then I come back on front to check the engine. As you might have noticed on the engine, you see on the back side, see all those curves. It's a very typical thing for a new engine of the Dreamliner. They are called chevrons. And what they actually do, they mix cold air with warm air, so the shear index is less, and it means less noise. So less noise is better for when you climb out an airport, you generate less noise, so better for the people and the environment, actually, basically. Once again, check all the fan blades, the intake, in air. The leading edge of the engine is heated with warm air to prevent any ice buildup. And here again we have the static ports, 4 of them. And we are back at the left-hand side with the static ports, the pitot tubes. Thank you for your attention. I hope you have enjoyed this walk around on the 787. It's a very nice aircraft, and I hope to fly a lot of hours with it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon, and also for the passengers who have joined us here in St Maarten, also a warm welcome aboard this Boeing 787 Dreamliner from TUI. My name is Bart van Haarlem. I'm your captain on this flight from St Maarten to Curaçao. And you may expect a fresh and new crew in Curaçao who will come on board this aircraft to service the flight from Curaçao to Amsterdam. But first of all, we'll fly from St Maarten to Curaçao with a flight time of 1 hour and 24 minutes. We are expecting an easterly departure towards the hills. We'll make a right-hand turn before the hills and pick up our route of flight towards the south. The flight time today is 1 hour and 24 minutes to Curaçao. Up front we're almost ready, we're just waiting for the load sheet. After we have received, checked and found it correct, we can close the doors and then we'll start our flight to Curaçao. So please bear with us a few more moments and I'd like to wish you all a very pleasant flight. So for the next sector to Curaçao, we are expecting a departure from runway 10 because that is the runway in use. However, the aircraft is performance limited on that runway. As for now, it looks quite decent. The runway still is dry. The wind is light, 7 knots from the east. So it looks doable, feasible to take off from runway 10. That means we'll be taking off towards the mountains. We'll make a right-hand turn just before the hillside of St Maarten and then pick up our route of flight. In the flight deck we're almost ready for departure. We still have to do the crew briefing, the departure briefing, and we are still waiting for the load sheet. After we have received and checked the load sheet, we can complete the takeoff performance and then we can we can close the doors and ask permission to start the engines. We're expecting 5 to 10 minutes before we can start our flight to Curaçao. As for now, I'm still expecting a pushback facing east so that we can taxi out via taxiway Charlie to the beginning of the runway 10, where we make a 180 turn at the turn pad near taxiway Alpha. If they decide otherwise and intend to give us a routing via taxiway Bravo, we may want to check if that taxiway is really available with our wingspan.
Yeah, but I think it's Charlie.
Yeah, that's what I expect for now. So flap setting will be determined by the takeoff performance program. I am for now expecting a flap 5 departure, followed by a mullet 2 departure. Can you tell me what it looks like in the legs page?
Okay, the mullet departure is at DER 10. You make a right turn, 510 feet above, right turn track 230 towards Papa Juliet Mike 10 DME to be above 4,000 feet.
Yeah.
And then a right turn to track 250 inbound towards the airway Alpha 516 on a track 238 towards Dundee.
Yeah. That's what I've got here as well, mullet 2 departure with a Dundee transition. In case of failures, it will be slightly different. If we encounter a failure on the runway between 80 knots and V1, I'll stop for an engine failure, any fire warning. If the aircraft is clearly unable or unsafe to fly, or a predictive wind shear warning. After V1 there is an engine failure procedure.
Yep.
Do you recall what that looks like?
It's not in the departure page, so we have to do that a bit visual and by memory. I made a small note over here. It's 1.3 DME of Papa Juliet Mike, which we might want to force into the nav radio.
Yeah, can you tune that in the
0.0?
Okay.
It's manually tuned on the left VOR. 1.3 DME Papa Juliet Mike, we make a right turn on a track 155. After passing 2,000 feet, we make another right turn, direct Papa Juliet Mike with a maximum speed 160.
Yeah. There's a note to that track of 155 because that track is supposed to bring us between two hill peaks of 1180 feet and 740 feet into that saddle area. Remember the one I mentioned during the landing rollout, which is
still see it
on the southeast of the field. So why don't we put a 155 course in there? I know it is a track and not a radial, but we can...
would you like it in the Navarette or in the fix?
Or in the fix, either way. As long as it is in one of them. Just as a reminder, we will parallel that radial as a track. Okay. So that will bring us over the saddle between the hill peaks. And then as we cross 2,000 feet, we'll make another right turn to the VOR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Any threats and errors?
Well, terrain is obviously a threat.
Definitely, yeah.
We're almost, I guess, performance limited weight, so marginal.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay, there is a note in the briefing package as well that the departures here in St Maarten are visual departures up to 2,600 feet. So we're not gonna follow the magenta line. We're gonna make a visual departure away from the hillside, away from the airport, onto the initial course, and then we'll pick up the routing in the FMC.
All right.
All right. Okay. Any specials?
No.
I don't have any specials actually. No.
No, transition altitude 5,000.
Yeah.
And MSA is 2,600 for the first departure area, and then 4,100.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and Delta 919 is clear to Atlanta, Bravo 520 to LARP, Rena, Elmuck, then Yankee 585 to Atlanta.
Orange 394, enter backtrack, runway 10 via taxiway Charlie.
Entering backtrack 10 via Charlie, Orange 394.
JetBlue 1850 on the ground time at time 48.
Finals clear.
180, vacate runway via taxiway Delta, and you're parking at Alpha 1.
All right, so we'll do the 180 here, and the Delta to Alpha 1, JetBlue 1850, thanks.
And correction, that's Alpha 3.
All right, understand Alpha 3, JetBlue 1850. Okay, for 919 again, that was LARP, Rena, Elmuck, and then flight level 140.
Okay, Delta 919, the level is 140, and the routing is Bravo 520 to LARP, then direct Elmuck, then direct Rena, Yankee 585, flight plan route.
Okay, got it. LARP, direct Elmuck, direct Rena, then Yankee 585, flight plan route to Atlanta.
Readback is correct.
JetBlue has vacated the runway. Runway is clear.
Check. Ready?
Yes, we are ready for departure.
Orange 394 is ready for departure.
Orange 394, runway 10, clear takeoff, wind 100 degrees at 6 knots.
Clear for takeoff, runway 10, Orange 394.
Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Checklist complete. Takeoff.
Runway 10 confirmed.
Delta 919, when ready, taxi to Charlie, hold short for runway 28, we have traffic departing.
Thrust set. 80 knots.
Check.
B1.
Rotate. Bust of right.
Gear up.
And tower Delta 919, we're waiting on our takeoff numbers, so we'll be a few minutes.
Roger, copy. Greenbird 361, bird approach 119.1, over.
Bird 91, Greenbird 361, thank you so long.
Check. Flaps 1. Flaps up.
Set standard.
Course 394 is ready for departure. Clear to take off, runway 10, we're in Street 9. Before taking checklist complete. Runway 10 complete. Standard.
Correct. Windward 663, when ready, runway 10, clear takeoff 100 degrees 7 knot.
Clear takeoff on the town, windward 663.
Coming up 10 miles.
Check.
Turning 250. Check.
Passing 100. Passengers?
Yes, please. Belt Auto.
Orange 394, San Juan Center 118.15.
11815, Orange 395. Bye bye.
Prettige dag.
Fijne avond, tot ziens.
IBO 6361. 6361, contact San Flamingo 124.3 weather service.
We have another status message. Can you bring it up to see if that is the same one as we had before?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the same one. Okay, good, thanks.
Point 394, radar contact 200 miles from Dandy. Climb and maintain follow 430.
Climb maintain flight level 430, orange 394.
That was a quick stop there in St Maarten.
It was only for an hour, so too short.
Very good.